In this section, we will practice the concepts we have learned in the previous section. We'll begin with the Home tab. For this, we'll have to go to Section 2 folder and open folder Lecture 2.2. This folder contains a PowerPoint presentation. This presentation contains a sample slide, which I have already built for you, and a blank slide. We'll try to make the blank slide similar to the sample slide. No worries, it's a simple task, you will see. This folder also contains images folder, which in turn contains an image we used in our presentation for Home tab. We'll open this presentation by double clicking it or by right clicking it and click on open. I've built these presentation in PowerPoint 2013 so that they are compatible with PowerPoint 2013 and 2016 also. It's a simple presentation. This slide contains a background. This background comes from the image which we saw previously in the images folder. This structure is called text box. It's a bounded figure. It acts as the placeholder for images and text. This is also a text box. It contains text in the bulleted form. As I previously told, this slide acts as the sample slide for this black one. We will refer to this sample slide for text, size of the text boxes, font, and font sizes. This portion is called slide span. It contains thumbnails of slides. Its size can be varied as per needed. We'll go to this blank slide by single clicking it or by pressing a down key. First of all, we'll change the background of this slide. For this, we'll go to the Design tab. In the Design ribbon, we'll click on Format Background. This opens an editing section. It has various options. Whether we want to have our slide a solid fill, which will be a solid color, yellow, blue, green, or any color you can choose from here. Or we want to have our slide a gradient fill, or we want to have picture or texture fill as our background. In that case, our background will be a picture or a texture like the one you are seeing right now. It can also be a pattern fill. It's a beautiful option. It has various designs and of course colors. For now, we'll go with the third option, which is picture or texture fill. Click on File. There are other options for clipboard. In that case, if we have any picture copied to clipboard, that will be pasted as our background. We can also search online. This enables us to search for the background using Bing search. For instance, we'll click on File to search for the background image on our computer. We'll go to Desktop, open the Course Files folder, then Section 2 folder, Lecture 2.2, then open Images folder, click on our image and click on Insert. Our image becomes background of our slide. We'll cross this section out. Next, we'll deal with text boxes. This is a text box which we can scale down. We'll scale it down to a suitable size and try to move it towards left until we see a guide which marks the middle of the slide. Here it is. Once we click inside this text box, this text goes away. We'll write our own text. Let's select the whole text and go to the font section to change the font color. This changes font color and make it white. In the space for font name, write down BIRCH space STD. Now, if you have installed all the custom fonts which I previously suggested you to install, this name will show up in the fonts directory. Press enter. This changes the font of our text. Click outside the text box. This disappears the text box. Now move your cursor towards text until you see this cursor. This marks the boundary of our text box. Press your mouse button. This selects our text box. In the Drawing Tools tab, click on Format, click on Shape Fill and select black color. Make a right click on the text box and select the last option, which is Format Shape. In the Transparency section, select the 0% and enter 50. Press Enter. This gives our text box a beautiful appearance. Click on X for editing section to disappear. Click outside the text box. But our text box has sharp edges. Let's click on text box now. Click on Edit Shape Rectangle. Then change shape and replace it with. We can make edges more round by selecting the text box, grabbing this yellow square and moving it towards right. We can move it as much as we want. Our first text box is ready. Now we'll select the second text box and go around with the same procedure. We'll write down our text. Upon click again, this text inside the text box goes away. We'll write down a few lines of text inside this text box. You may write any text you want. Done. We have our text. We'll select it all by dragging our mouse cursor from the first letter of the text right to the last letter. Or we can press keyboard shortcut Ctrl+A. This is much more convenient. Again, we'll go to the font section and change the font color. We'll make it red this time. Then in the space for font name, we'll type TUSCAN space MF and make it a size of 36. Then go to the Drawing Tools tab and click on Format. In Text Outline, we'll choose black color. In Text Effects, we'll go to the Shadow section and choose the first option. This gives our text a beautiful shadow feature. We can drag down the lower end of our text box and make it cover whole of our text. Since our text box is selected, we'll again go to Drawing Tools tab, go to Shape Fill and give it a color of white. Like the first text box, we'll again make a right click on the text box and choose the last option, which is Format Shape, and give it a transparency of 70%. Click on Cross. Again go to Edit Shape, change shape and replace the sharp edged text box with the round edged rectangle. Again we can move this yellow square as per needed and make our text box cover whole of our text. We can arrange the two text boxes as per needed. We'll press Ctrl+S to save our work. This makes our first slide of PowerPoint ready. We have much more interesting stuff coming our way throughout the course. I'll see you in the next video.